peace, and power. I thank the universal truth and absolute laws of nature for guiding me, protecting me, and giving me the strength to endure the imperfect. I shall attack with vigor, making progressive moves. The divine mind knows, the divine mind shows. All things work in divine order, all things work in divine order, all things work in divine order. Salute, salute, peace and power. What's good, y'all? What's good? We did it. We did it. Yes. Y'all did it. Y'all did it. Y'all did it. We over 5,000. We over 5K for the subs. We over 5K. Where my moderators at? Where my moderators at? Max Temple. Salute, salute. Lovely lady. Who are you, lovely lady? Oh, I know who that is. I see you. Tisha. What up? Salute, salute. Paper doll her. T, we did it, T. Oh, yes, we did. Oh, beautiful one. Hey, what up? What up? Salute, salute, salute. Kelly Mills, we did it. Erie County. You just woke up. Yeah, it's almost 2 o'clock over there. What's good? We did it, y'all. Over 5K. Over 5K and growing. Over 5K and growing. Tommy Guns, what up? Over 5K and growing. Yeah, we did it. Let's keep it moving. Let's get to the next milestone. We're looking at 10K. Let's get 10K. All right? I'm telling you. Listen, we here. Like he said, you seen what he said, right? So what he said on Outspoken, he was giving them a whole month. Like, nah, if we're going to get it, we're going to get it before the 15th. And today's what? The 2nd. Come on now. Salute, salute. Lamar, what up? You know what I'm saying? Let's get it. Melody Warren. Salute. Diz, what up? What up? Yes, that's my moderator. I'm telling you. Yeah, 20K. We got to get there. Yeah. I'm telling you. Boy, them black womans. Boy, them black womans will set you straight. They work that magic. They work that magic. I'm telling you. Better get you some. You better get you some. Yeah, I'm telling you, if y'all don't know the secret to building wealth, black women's. Shit. You better get you some. Nehemiah, what up? Salute. Assalamu alaikum. Wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Abdul Haq. Masalam. Habibi. Say it again. Nah, I ain't gonna say it no more. T. No, more for me. More for me. Hell no. I've been telling them. I've been telling them. I've been telling them. I ain't saying it no more. More for me. Shit, I'll take them all. I ain't got no problem with that. In Ontario, Canada. That's right. Much blessings. Thank you for coming through. Salute, salute, salute. Thank you for coming through. Uh-huh. You could come on to Brooklyn. Come on through. Come on through. Shit, I might need you because one of the sisters that I'm attempting to get a whole bunch of clothing materials to in Jersey may need a ride. You know, because it's a bunch of clothes. And she doesn't have a whip, so trying to organize that now. All right. Who? Who? Who used to take change from the custies? Not me. Mm, I'm telling you, I can't stand narcotic peddlers. I just can't. I'm telling you, it's very triggering. That's why I had to beg people pardon for being triggered, you know, the other evening. And, you was some real out of pocket language, but that's always been a trigger for me. I cannot stand them. I do not like them at all. Yeah, I get it, Tyler. I'll be knowing. I'll be knowing, but I'm just putting it out there, yo. I respect the squeegee man. I just told T. I respect the squeegee man more than I do a drug dealer. That's a absolute fact. That's how much I dislike them. That shit is not cool at all. I respect the squeegee man. Serious. And narcotic shit is not the move at all. There's so many layers to it. Hey, Coco, what up, Kool-Aid? I mean, that's just me. Other people, they do, not me. I don't respect them. In Ross, salute. Again, welcome everyone to Saturday Night Book Club. We almost there. We on chapter 9. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. Cash App is open. Hit them likes as you come on up in here. Do what you do. Remember, we must rely on each other. Yes, Max, we must rely on each other. You dig? Exactly. We doing what we do, you know? So, uh, and if you watch the video I did yesterday, um, when I went out there because the 12-year-old lost his life, um, the story is getting more and more disturbing as more information has come to me. Um, this young black child was literally sitting in the family car eating dinner um, with his relatives. Yeah, 8-year-old in the back seat. 20-year-old, uh, I believe, was in the front, and he was in the vehicle, and it was a drive-by, and this little youngin took one to the head. Took one to the head, and several other, but he was hit a couple times. The 20-year-old is in bad shape, but this young child died immediately. So, um, of course, our mayor arrived on the scene. Of course, um, he knows the area well, being that he's formerly our Brooklyn Borough president and was always active. Um, let's not mistake what's going on now with who he is and what he represented. You know how I feel about politicians. I'm not one to get behind that. The whole process to me is um, somewhere where I wouldn't put too much effort and energy into because I know it doesn't matter who injects themselves into that system. They are basically powerless. But when it comes to certain integrity, the man so far, based on my witness and what I have experienced, is a man of his word. Um, uh, he, since he has this new position, I've seen a little bit of nepotism, but he definitely has a care and concern for our people. Now, to what degree, I'm not in his soul. I'm not in his heart. I don't know, but I do know that he cares deeply. So he was out there immediately. I happened to come out the next morning, and then, as I said, as I was doing the work, um, that I would return back to the area, but I don't want to return when I knew the others was coming. Those for the photo ops, those who are out there for the news, those who are out there to show whoever their handlers are that they're doing the work. But again, when everybody is gone, when the news cameras are gone, and the interest in the story sort of wanes, who's going to be out there? So I'll go and do another video and address the community again to see if anybody needs any assistance with trauma, because that's just one of the areas that used to have uh, one of the anti-gun violence programs working it. It's no longer there for whatever reason. But I can only assume that the reason is that that particular site lost funding, and now it's a hole. Um, but again, that's the part of the work. That's part of the work that I'm engaged in. And as I said it, if you watch the news, if you're from here, or ask somebody from New York to send you local news, you will see the anti-gun violence, the different sets from around Brooklyn that went down there as soon as the news cameras and everything got there. So again, when you don't see me in specific spaces, you know why. I'm going to do the work regardless, whether I'm near by myself or with a whole clique, whether we have media coverage or not. I'm going to be out there. So again, it's a lot that we're dealing with, in New York City, but definitely us as a people. You dig? So again, um, let's just always be aware. Let's be aware of our surroundings. Let us not take for granted that the next minute or the next few seconds is going to come to us safely. Can't take, we have to be mindful of the world we're living in right now. So again, condolences to that family and to the community, you know. And no way in hell that a 12-year-old eating dinner should just transition, expire, be murdered in our community by, again, I keep telling you, it's going to be a black man of a particular age and thought. These people believe, they think that, this type of carrying on is right and exact. You dig? So again, I appreciate everybody. We are at 5,000 and growing. Let's keep moving. Let's keep educating. Let's keep building. Let's get our tribe numbers up. All right? So we on chapter 9. We moving right along. Um, and again, all my moderators know there's much love and appreciation for the work that you're putting in, for you always being on point, right? And protecting me as I go through this education process, right? Awakening the masses. You dig? So this is all of us growing each and every week. All right? Let's get down to business. Chapter 9, Kenny Mack, what it do? What it do? Ms. Matthews, what it do? Peace and blessing. Peace. Yes, yes, Nick, no doubt. All right, so let's get to it. And definitely, I'm well aware, and I want my moderators to be well aware of the scheduling. Young Yalla, what up? Rich, what up? That tonight the Final Four is on. Didn't escape me. So moderators know that we're gonna have a nice little tight knit group tonight. All right. So do know that we won't have 200 in here tonight. All right. We're gonna just have those who are disciplined, those who want to remain engaged in the conversation, so they can broaden their scope on not only this book here, right, but on who she was and how pertinent her story is to the entire uh, Black Power movement. All right? So, yes, indeed. Nick, peace, salute, salute. So, y'all already know what it is. Kelton, salute, salute. True self, peace, peace, peace. All right? Let's get busy, y'all. I was taken to Roosevelt Hospital in Metuchen, New Jersey, and shackled to the bed by my foot. Dr. Garrett had established that I was 1 month pregnant. When he visited me, he demanded that the shackles be removed at once, based on the elementary principle that proper treatment, both mental and physical, of a woman threatening miscarriage would not seem to include being chained to a bedpost. My mental stability was also threatened by the round the clock guards who sat outside my hospital room with shotguns trained at my head. After 10 days, I was discharged from the hospital over the objections of my doctor, brought to the Middlesex County Jail for Men, and kept in solitary confinement from February 1974 until May 1974. At first, they wouldn't even give me milk, since pork was served as a staple meat almost daily. I began to slowly starve. In county jails, it goes like this: one sheet, one horse blanket, one metal cup. Your cell is rated if you have luxuries like salt. And when she means salt, she means those little short salt packets. Cincinnati, Angel, peace, peace. You dig? And same thing goes on today. Some county jails are different than others, but when they do raid your cell, they're disrespectful. I mean, you're allowed to go to commissary. Some states call a canteen where you can buy things, cookies, cakes, chips, maybe soups in some spots, maybe some cold cuts here and there. But if you have anything left over from whatever they serve you as a meal, any condiments, any jelly packs or salt and pepper, it's contraband. So when they, do the cell searches, they usually kick that shit, stomp on it. They get, real indignant about it, but you're not supposed to have anything extra in there. Um, it just is what it is. So that's what she's talking about. All right. They did everything they could to thwart the care Dr. Garrett was trying to give me. They hired their own doctor and insisted that whenever my doctor saw me, their man had to be present. This meant a severe limitation on the number of visits Dr. Garrett could arrange because their doctor happened often not to make it. out to the prison on the day's examinations had been agreed and had been agreed to and scheduled. Peace, 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 Amar. Salute. My lawyers had initiated a lawsuit against the state of New Jersey in federal court charging medical maltreatment and dietary abuse. Before the date the hearing was scheduled, I was extradited to the state of New York, which made the federal court action moot. When I arrived at Rikers Island again, I was anemic and malnourished. Salute, D-Dub, salute. According to my entrance physical, New Jersey had been giving me iron pills, but I was anemic up to the last blood test before giving birth. The pregnancy, or quote unquote special diet at Rikers, in addition to the regular food, was powdered milk, juice, and a hard boiled egg daily. That was my diet until I gave birth, and things seemed to go normally. Meanwhile, the lawyers obtained another court order from the New York court permitting Dr. Garrett to continue treating me. When he first came to Rikers, I was in the infirmary. They told him the court order was no good and that he couldn't see me. I was left in the room for 3 days with a woman who turned out later to have active tuberculosis. It was May, and they had turned the heat off. It got cold again, and women who were having seizures, methadone withdrawal, and one sister who they said had pneumonia all piled blankets on their beds. The sister got worse and worse. Finally, they brought her to Elmhurst Hospital, where they discovered she did have tuberculosis. I found this out later when she was returned to Rikers, kept in isolation, and the doctors wore masks and gloves when they visited her. So let me explain this right here. And that was in 74, 75. By the time I started going through 94, 95, right? Rikers Island had grew to 10 to 12 buildings with extra added what we call tents and 2 ferry boats that had people on the ferry boats. The ferry boats was the worst because it was a dorm area where they just kind of put these makeshift beds in there, and it was wide open. So if anybody had anything respiratory or could get or airborne, everybody can get it. So you would see people, you would know that they look like they got TB, which is tuberculosis. That was a regular. You just had to kind of utilize your senses to know when somebody, was off. Like you can smell illness. It's different from if somebody's just homeless and they haven't bathed and they unhygienic. But when somebody is ill, you can definitely smell it. So the main thing you make an attempt to do in county jail, I don't care if you're in LA County or Rikers Island, Cook County, is to remain clean and try to maintain your health as best as possible because they don't care. Trust and believe. The sad part about it is that if you're in county jail, you are still innocent. You're innocent until proven guilty. So you really don't have inmate status. You're really a detainee. And you're only a detainee because either you have no bail or you can't afford to be bailed out. So your status is different. Therefore, the treatment is supposed to be humane. Rikers Island is less than humane because you were always under attack. You're always searched, brutalized on a regular. very dirty, very dirty. And for anybody who has gone through it, Cushy Beat, salute. Anybody who has gone through it, they can tell you the worst thing is to be sick, is to catch something while you on Rikers Island. So for a woman, right, who still is healing from being shot, to being tortured, to going through a lot of mental things physically, for her to not be nourished and to be around people who are that sick under her compromised immune system is almost deadly for her, and of course for the unborn fetus. Diesel Dixon, what up? You understand? So her strength and resolve is without question, without question. Um, they have done a little bit better now as far as the feeding, right? As far as the eating and stuff. Um, but it's definitely an unpleasant place to be. Very unpleasant. That's, you have to really be tight up here to endure any amount of time on it, because it's always popping off. Always. Always. All right? I also had monilia, a vaginal discharge, which worsened because the Montefiore Hospital doctors assigned to Rikers Island could not agree about how it should be treated. They refused to treat the condition at all until my culture was returned from Elmhurst Hospital. By the time they managed to get the culture back, the whole inside of my thigh was chapped, raw from the discharge, and I could barely walk. Montefiore Hospital and the Health and Hospital Corporation went to court to prevent Dr. Garrett from delivering my baby. Their position was that since I was a prisoner, it was not necessary for me to have the doctor of my choice. They also said he was disruptive because when he did manage to see me, he often wrote in my chart, which they found very disturbing. The court upheld them. I was only a prisoner. All right? Understanding status when you get caught up. Salute, salute, Baltimore Bike Life. Salute, 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 salute. Latoya, salute. What's good? All right? So I want y'all to understand, Apex, salute, exactly what's going on. When, you see your cousins, right? Your uncles, your nieces, your nephews, your brothers, some of your siblings involved in street criminal activity. So you can hip them to kind of treatment, especially if you know they're not well. I've had homies that I know are diabetic and stuff like that, and you know, still in the streets, get caught. Now they going into diabetic shock and shit like that because, again, they're not getting the right treatment. It's just, it's not a lifestyle that's worth being in. It's just not. It isn't, because this is what you up against. I also have to say, though, as somebody who is educating, awakening, radicalizing, that you too are under the risk of coming into these conditions when you engage in political activity. All right? So know exactly what you're saying when you're intaking this information and you ready to uh, step out, right, and perform your duties as a woke person, as a liberated person, your conditions may be much worse than this. All right? Salute, slaughter, salute. So be mindful of that. Be very mindful of that. You know? I went into labor the morning of September 10th, 1974 at 4 a.m. on 2 Main at Rikers, where I had been kept in the cycle ward. Salute, salute, salute. Salute, salute. Evolve, salute, Sean G. Salute, salute, salute. I got out of bed, took a shower, braided my hair, and packed. My labor was mild, a pinch every half hour, which rapidly became a pinch every 15 minutes. At 11 a.m., I was sure I was on my way, but I had no doctor to confirm it, and I refused to go to the infirmary. Around noon, I asked to call Dr. Garrett, and they somehow got hold of him. He was at Elmhurst Hospital trying to persuade them to let him deliver my baby. At about 3 p.m., he arrived at Rikers, and I went up to the infirmary to meet him. He told me that I was effaced and definitely in labor. I would not allow the other doctors there to examine me. I was taken to Elmhurst Hospital in a motorcade. It looked to me like a million police cars buzzing around the vehicle in which I, a woman in labor, was riding. And they all followed into Elmhurst Hospital and up to the delivery room. They surrounded the hospital. Salute, salute to London, salute UK, a black. Rikers should be closed down. Then where you gonna put everybody? There's a movement to close Rikers. There have been in talks. Where are you going to put those who are arrested? In the borough houses? Think the borough houses can fit that many people? All right. So they surrounded the hospital. There was a demonstration outside Elmhurst Hospital in support of my right to choose the doctor who would deliver my baby. And Evelyn and Dr. Garrett held a press conference at the hospital to explain the situation. There were actually 2 policewomen inside the labor room and several outside. I was having contractions every 5 minutes. Finally, I let one of their doctors, a resident, examine me to see how the labor was progressing, which turned out to be a terrible mistake. When he finished, I was bleeding. After that, there was no way I would let any of them touch me again. I ordered them to bring me a stethoscope to see if the baby's heart was beating normally, and a few other instruments I would need because I said, I'm delivering the baby myself. It was a standoff for a couple of hours. Then a nurse told me to walk around to ease the pain and encourage labor. I got up, then pretended to fall out, knowing how afraid they were of lawsuits, and the doctors rushed over to pick me up off the floor. I knew they were worried. I stated again, I'm delivering the baby myself. I checked the baby's heart with the stethoscope. It was beating normally. That, or the press conference, or the demonstration outside of the building seemed to do it. They told me that if I signed a release statement absolving them of all responsibility, they would let Dr. Garrett deliver my baby. I signed, making certain that they had no control over Dr. Garrett or over anything having to do with my labor, and that was that. He took over. He examined me, listened to the baby's heart, and at some point broke my water. He explained carefully everything that would happen and answered all my questions. He gave me a local anesthetic in the cervix. I didn't want Demerol or a saddle block, but the paracervical block seemed okay. At this point, I was very tired. All right. After that, I was still in labor, but felt little pain. I went to sleep for a while. I woke up about 3:30 a.m. and I could feel the baby lowering and thought I could feel the baby's head. I called the nurse. She said without looking that I wasn't ready yet. When I insisted, she looked and went running for Dr. Garrett. They wheeled me into delivery. He gave me a local anesthetic and did the episiotomy. I pushed 3 times and she was here. At 4 a.m., Kakuya Amala Olugbala Shakur was born. I said, check that baby out just to ensure her subsequent safety. The birth itself was peaceful and beautiful, out of sight. It was important for a woman to go through the birth experience. Nope, not it. It is very important for a woman to go through the birth experience with people she trusts. All right? Mm-mm-mm. Couldn't imagine that. Couldn't imagine that. Later that day, September 11th, they still hadn't brought me the baby. Dr. Garrett had gone home to sleep, and when he returned at 6 p.m. that day, I still hadn't seen the baby. He reminded them that I was supposed to breastfeed her. They told him he hadn't written a prescription for breastfeeding. Excuse me. Finally, they brought me the baby, and I breastfed her every 4 hours. Another incredibly beautiful experience. The nurses from the nursery were very friendly and kind and kept me informed about the baby's condition. But the staff in D11, the cycle ward where I was kept in a tiny guarded room, were something else again. They allowed me only one shower a day, no toothbrush or toothpaste, only mouthwash. They didn't furnish it, a friend can't bring it, and the prison won't allow it. I had to beg them for a bra while I was nursing. The prison refused to let me bring one. Many strange doctors tried to examine me to hasten my discharge and get rid of me. I came close to physically brawling with a couple of them because I refused their examinations. Finally, they discharged me anyway without the consent of my doctor. The Commissioner of Corrections, Benjamin Malcolm, has signed a paper taking all responsibility for my discharge. They put me in an ambulance, chained me to a stretcher, and brought me back to the Women's House of Detention at Rikers Island. They took me straight to the infirmary and said, "You will have to stay here and be examined." I was really depressed, having been separated so abruptly from my baby. I said, "I don't want to be here. I won't be examined here. Send me to PSA, Punitive Segregation Area, Solitary Confinement, anywhere. I don't care. I just have to be somewhere by myself. Just leave me alone." That's not quite what they did. When I refused examination, I walked out of the infirmary and they called the goon squad, several large female officers. They all jumped on me and started beating me. They had me on the floor. Eventually, my arms and legs were chained. They dragged me by the chains to PSA and stopped only when a nurse asked them to please stop. So they put me on a mattress and dragged the mattress. They took me to the observation room and left me hands and feet cuffed. I had no sanitary napkins, no means to wash myself. The cuffs cut into my skin. The scars are still visible, and my wrists were bleeding. Later, I found out that I had received an infraction for slapping an officer in the face while they were beating me. All right? All right? I still refused their medical examination. They finally bought me napkins. I was left on a mattress, on the floor, no bed, and no shower. I was there for 2 weeks. I continued to refuse all their medical attention, insisting that Dr. Garrett examine me. I refused to eat, so eventually my breasts, which were full of milk, stopped hurting. They offered doctors of all kinds and drugs, mainly tranquilizers. They sent the psychiatrist, who had the nerve to ask me if I was depressed. The disciplinary board met in front of my cell and gave me an additional sentence of 14 days in PSA. All other inmates were cleared out of PSA. During this time, I was still refusing most food. I was so weak I fainted a couple of times. At that time, it was also Ramadan, when it is forbidden to eat until sundown for the whole 2 weeks. I just ate once a day when the food was edible, and for the first few days, I ate nothing at all. After 2 weeks, they said, if you agree to be vaginally searched, you can go to your floor. I did, and I went to my floor. The next day, the captain came down to my cell and informed me that they had decided to lock me up again for refusing a complete physical from the medical staff assigned to Rikers Island from Montefiore Hospital. What had happened was that when I was returning to my floor, they told me that Dr. Garrett had been permitted to examine me and that he was at Rikers Island, that my lawyer had gone to court and the court had ruled that I could be examined by Dr. Garrett. So I waited. A white doctor came in and said in order for me to see my doctor, I must see him and be examined by him first. I refused. Then they brought in a black doctor who greeted me with, "Hey, soul sister." He was really sneaky. I refused him too. So Dr. Garrett was forced to leave and I was put back in PSA. They threatened me with administrative segregation. So I sat on the floor and refused to move when my sentence in PSA was up. They gave me an infraction and a verbal reprimand and said the vaginal search would be sufficient. Then the next day, they locked me up again. So they wasn't allowing her to get out of admin seg. And most people don't know what PSA, punitive segregation, is, or admin segregation is when you're in a box, when you're all alone by yourself with absolutely nothing. Sometimes just a sheet and a little hard-ass mattress. So this is her going through this postpartum without being examined, without being able to wash, to clean, to have sanitary napkins, to eat. All right? This time, I was locked in my cell for a month. I continued to refuse most food. They let me out to shower whenever they felt like it. I began a hunger strike at one point, and after a few days in the tiny cell, I was sick. I wondered how long I would have to hold out. Evelyn had filed a writ of habeas corpus before the Brooklyn Federal Court against Commissioner Malcolm and S.C. Murph, superintendent of the Women's House of Detention on Rikers, to force them to release me from punitive segregation. I was to appear in court for the hearing, but I didn't know the date. Then a deputy told me, your court date's been postponed, and your lawyer sends her advice. See a doctor. It was a lie, but I believed it. I was examined by the prison doctors under what I thought was Evelyn's advice. So I was no longer locked, just in jail and separated from my child. And there's a poem. Leftovers. What is left? After the bars and the gates and the degradation, what is left? After the lock-ins and the lockouts and the lockups, what is left? I mean, after the chains that get entangled in the gray of one's matter, after the bars that get stuck in the hearts of men and women, what is left? After the tears and disappointments, after the lonely isolation, after the cut wrists and the heavy noose, what is left? I mean, like, after the commissary kisses and the get your shit off blues, after the hustler has been hustled, what is left? After the murder burgers and the goon squads and the tear gas, after the bulls and the bullpens and the bullshit, what is left? Like after you know that God can't be trusted, after you know that the shrink is a pusher, that the word is a whip, and the badge is a bullet, what is left? After you know that the dead are still walking, after you realize that silence is talking, that outside and inside are just an illusion, what is left? I mean, like, where is the sun? Where are her arms? And where are her kisses? There are lip prints on my pillow. I am searching. What is left? I mean, like, nothing is standstill and nothing is abstract. The wing of a butterfly can't take flight. The foot on my neck is part of a body. The song that I sing is part of an echo. What is left? I mean, like, love is specific. Is my mind a machine gun? Is my heart a hacksaw? Can I make freedom real? Yeah. What is left? I am at the top and bottom of a lower arc. I am an earth lover from way back. I am in love with losers and laughter. I am in love with freedom and children. Love is my sword, and the truth is my compass. What is left? Mm, 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 mm. Oh, yeah, that was chapter 9. Hold on. Hold on, my people, my people. That was chapter 9. Yes, yes, yes. So you have to understand the conditions, what it means when you are captured, what it means when you're captured, when you're in the arms of your enemy. So that treatment, right? That treatment, expect that and more and worse. And anything less than that, you can't whine about. So when you read that, and she was a slight, small woman, who would I to be complaining about anything, any kind of treatment that I received out here or in there, right? So when we complaining about bullshit, you gotta ask yourself, man, how strong are you? Are you really built for the action? Are you really built? Because that's right there is nothing compared to what they're gonna do to anybody now, today. And that's what scares people. That's what make people back up. That's what make people sell out their nation because of that treatment right there. And if you can have the concept in your head that you can go through anything, you'll win. Remain militant. That's why I say you have to condition your mind. You have to be ready for it. Have to be ready. You dig? And then that part expands your consciousness and gives you the room to play different scenarios in your head, different what ifs on your journey, so you can build this, get it solid, and get it ready. Have to be ready. As Fidel says, no romanticism when it comes to revolutionary struggle. Shit ain't romantic. Get that bullshit out your head where you think it's a cakewalk, where it's easy, where we're all going to be united. And nah, don't work like that. Don't work like that. Everything is a struggle. Everything is a struggle. Believe that. All right? So, again, thanks to my moderators, Big Ma, Kelly Mills, Brown Girl from Boston, of course, Tiara, Son, everybody. We at that landmark. We passed it. We passed it. We passed it. We're past 5,000. Oh, yeah. So now, let's get on with the getting on. You know? Let's get on with the getting on. Nick Andrews, everybody. And we got to push this. We got to push it. We got to hit 10,000. Because we need our numbers. We need our numbers. So when we step out onto the battlefield, we ready. We ready. We deep. We deep up here and can push it because it's taking us so long because we only getting quality individuals that's coming through, that's riding with us, that's on this path. Come on now. Come on. You dig? Only a few gonna be solid. And this is only one book. Only one book. That's it. By the time we get to the 10th, 11th book, yo, believe me when I tell you, your mind is going to expand tenfold. Your awareness, your consciousness, your determination, All the stress is going to be gone because you're going to be able to have a very analytical point of reference when it comes to things around you. So it's a beautiful thing. Beautiful thing. So again, I'd like to thank everybody for listening, for supporting, for walking with me as I take these tasks on, head on, in the streets, wherever I see it. Respect, little, what up? You know, um, we getting stronger. We getting stronger. Our tribe is getting larger. We doing some things. We doing some things. Trust and believe. And go back. Sometimes you have to go back Saturdays prior to this one and catch up. Yes, sir. Ramadan Mubarak. Yes, sir. Uh-huh. Yes, sir. You know, you have to keep going back and listening, catching up, listening. Salute, Donnell. Much appreciated for the cash app. We have to go back and reinvigorate those moments, those thoughts. So salute, Charles. What I do? You dig? Yes, everybody. Yes, it's always a pleasure to have as many as we can with us here. You understand? Always. And y'all know this ain't stopping. Y'all know book club don't stop. I don't give a what nothing else. Book club don't stop. No. We don't do that. Don't do that. We dead everything else, but not this. This is pertinent. You know what I'm saying? This is an affirmation of who we are and how we got to certain spaces. You know? So let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Wavy bird, what up? What up? So again, I know what it is. I know what time it is tonight. I know what people are doing. Um, we're gonna check in and see if Outspoken is gonna jump off tonight. If not, man, we're gonna play with Instagram. See if we could get a Q&A. See if people going drop something for question and answers tonight. You understand? Let's do that. Rand said, let's start some shit. I got a shotgun. Ha. All right. So definitely, Wanda, salute. Thank you. All right. So let's go. Let's do what we do. Yeah, that's right. Blame Bliz. You know that. Uh-huh. Yeah, so salute. Let's you dig? Let's get on over. Again, see what we gonna do for the rest of the night. T, you ain't in. T, get your ass up. Ain't no bed for you. It's early. Yes. You gonna finish watching the game with hubby? I'm just gonna peek at the score, but I'm not gonna sit there. Well, we gotta start some shit tonight. I would love to watch the game, but this is so much important. You know? V Gibb, take it on over. What up, V Gibb? Salute. Tell them the day before we turn this down, before we shut this down, V Gibb. Tell them how many days it is. You dig? Come on, V Gibbs. Talk to me. Brown girl. Who's smooth chocolate skin, brown girl? Who's that? Look at that, V Gibb. 260, day 260, y'all, V Gibb. Clean, sober, and strong. 260 days. Salute to V Gibbs. Well, we can ready to go to IG, V Gibbs. We can ready to go over to IG and start some shit. 260 days, clean and sober. See? And as we building, I got that 5,000 plus milestone because of my moderators. We gonna get V Gibb to a year and beyond. You dig? That's how we gonna do it. A year and beyond. right? We're going to keep pushing. We're going to keep pushing for sober life for all of us. And V. Gibson going to be the example. You dig? Because we have no time for it. All right? So definitely salute, peace, and power. I still don't know who she was talking to about smooth brown skin. Brown girl, who you was talking to or talking about? I need to know. Good evening, Nettie Net. Come on over to Instagram. We on our way to IG. I've been sober for 30 days. How can I get anger management lessons? Mario, come on over to IG. 30 days. Good. That's what's up. That's what's up. V Gib will tell you we was at 30, right, V Gib? Now we at 260. You talking to me? Woman, what year was you born? My brown smooth skin. What year was you born? Come on now, see? Because I'm getting ready to go. You starting. And Mario, thank you for the super chat, but we not getting YouTube rich. Let me find your T, the 96 baby. And she might be a 96 baby with you, T. Talking that brown smooth skin. Brown smooth skin. What are we talking about? Yeah, we gotta check IDs. Especially now because they don't have that old time immunization. If you ain't got one of them on your when you over at the wrong spot. You at the wrong spot. All right, Mario. Yeah, you got to create a cash app. Definitely. Yeah, see, everybody knows she ain't even put her age in there. She know. She know. She know. She ain't put that age up. I'll tell you that. Yeah, we check all IDs. We don't play. We don't play. Them youngins, man, please. Them youngins, I'm very grown. That's what they all say. Next thing you know, you showing up with pink skippies and Bobby socks with a whole bag full of candy and stuff and barrettes and shit. Stop, cut it out. You very grown. We'll see. Come on over to IG and all that. We'll see. We'll see. And you ain't dropped that year, that birth year. What is the IG? Bliz 155. 1971. Where you from? 1971. I'm gonna test this right now. 1970. Where you from? 1971. I'm gonna check you right now. 1971. They think I don't know how to test them. I'm gonna test them. I have an email, Mario. Yes, it's OT. That's Oscar Tom, the word beauty. OTbeauty@yahoo.com. It's right there. See, Nick put it up in there for you. Peace, love, and light. What's good, Missy? Yeah. Somebody, she said she was born in 71. Let's go. I'm in the 60s, baby. I was born in the 60s. I don't want to hear all that. Let's go. Oh, Little Rock. I can't even test that like that. So I got to do something different. Little Rock. Little Rock. What was the name of the snakes on the Jackson 5 cartoon? Missy, why are you putting your birthday up in there, Missy? Why are you putting your birthday in there? Yeah, that's why we going to IG, because I'm going to start seeing what's going on. What's going on around here? What was the name of the snakes on the Michael Jackson 5 cartoon? Taking too long because you trying to Google search it. What's the name of the snakes? Quick. You got a couple of minutes. You got a couple of seconds. You're going to be Google searching and you should know it. See? See why I get quiet? See, she Googling. Yeah, she Googling. Nope. Sorry. Ain't no 71, baby. Cut it out. Cut it out. Yo, look. I'll see y'all on IG. Alright? I see y'all on look at Jake. Ain't no Jake. Look at Nick Andrew. Nick, you're too young. That's what I'm saying. I see y'all on IG. Peace and power. We'll let her try again over there, alright? Salute, 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 salute.